Hey YouTube, as some of you know, I used my Master Ball on a Galarian Moltres, the first bird I've seen in like 3 months, so just used it. So I want to test it out here in Great League. So it has Wing Attack, Brave Bird I think is a must on it. Then it goes Ancient Power versus Payback. So it's basically, do you want to run two nukes in Brave Bird and Payback, or do you want a sort of bait move in Ancient Power? If you run Ancient Power, you just have nothing to throw at steals, everything's resisted. But if you have Payback, it's just, this thing is so glassy, you don't get to charge moves much. So you need to pair it with two Pokemon that can grab shields, one that can deal with steel, so Swampert, Medicham, two that can grab shields, aka Hydro Cannon, and then counter Psychic, counter Ice Punch, right? And then hope that it can just sweep in the back. So Swampert into Galvantula, great lead here. This is kind of what you want, right? You want to keep the electric away from the flyer. You have Hydro Cannon, which you're going to spam, grab one shield. Even if they throw a lunge here, it's not going to take me out. And the Volt Switches aren't going to take me out. So I will definitely get another one off. And they swap into Sableye. And here is your answer. Resisting the Claws as a Dark. It is a Shadow, so it could have Power Gems. So I'm going to have to respect that. And it is a Power Gem. And this is where I had Ancient Power. And it's just kind of like, as you can see here, like the Wing Attacks aren't doing a ton. Brave Bird will do a decent amount. I mean, it'll KO. Let's be honest here. And what comes in now? A Quag. So here we go, Brave Bird. Probably don't want to take it out. It is a Shadow. I'm almost hoping I shield just so I can get a Brave Bird off here. But it's just a Mud Bomb. Does not quite take me out, so this should get to a Brave Bird. I'm gonna shield now. Come on, shield. I want to see a Brave Bird. I want to see a Brave Bird land. There we go. Good job, me. Let's land this Brave Bird on the Quagsire. That's a KO, and then Swampert comes in to sweep up. So Moltres definitely has play, right? There are a bunch of darks, or the ghosts, which you wall. Wing Attack Brave Bird is good for pretty much everything in each of the situations. It's very glassy. This matchup is now a loss. Like I said, you win if you are a Shadow Swampert here, but you lose as a non-shadow, because two Hydros does not take out here, but it would if you were a Shadow. So basically it's just gonna soft lose here. Get the second Hydro off CMP. This will take it down to the red. They will take me out. Now the question is, do I come in and Wing Attack and get ahead on energy, or do I come and just counter down? I am gonna come get ahead. Problem is, it's not gonna take it out, and I really I mean, I can take a Wing Attack, but not really. It's going to put me like deep. So these things are so glassy, but you're using them just for their nuking ability. So we will see what decides to come in. There's a Skunk. So basically I end up baiting here, because I assume that they know I'm just building up to Brave Birds and going to nuke. So I bait and they call the nuke. They call the bait. So I'm like, that's unfortunate. So they do get a crunch off, but that's not going to do anything because it's resisted. But even resisted takes me down to the red. Can I farm down? I cannot, so I got to come counter. So in the end, oh, and I got, okay, this is fine. Because now I have basically two answers. Not that the two answers matter, because my Moltres is basically taken out already. I just think that I can just counter a nice punch down anyways. So in that situation, I just should have gone Brave Bird. So Ancient Power isn't amazing unless you actually are against like another flyer, or you get the bait off and they shield. And I did bait a couple times where they did shield, so that was not, so it was good. Getting to the Hydros here. It could be Psychic. I'm going to have to shield. If it is Psychic, that puts me in a pretty good situation here just with these Hydros. Just be able to kind of spam and take this out here. So it takes it low. Here comes the second one. They're going to have to shield, or I'm taking it out. They do shield. I was going to say, I'm at a second Hydro, so I'm going to maybe shield anyways. It is just an Ice Punch, but I think I can just now outpace here. Get to a Hydro here. It's kind of important to keep alignment in the back, right? Because you need to get the Medicham on. So they shield, and I'm just going to take this out here. Because you need to get your Medicham on the steals, and then Moltres can maybe take everything else out, and you need to get your Medicham on lanterns. So that is something that you need to do. So get the Psychic off. It won't take it out. Thunderbolt won't take me out. But the counter should hopefully put this low enough. And out comes an Altaria. So here we go. I'm going straight Brave Bird. But Altaria is so tanky that even this is not going to take it out. I believe if I remember it puts it pretty low. But not quite enough to take it out. But super low enough that it's now just in counter range that I can get to a Psychic coming out. They go Moonblast. I don't think you need a Moonblast there. You probably could have just went Sky Attack. But now I'm out of Psychic, so I will take this out. So if you're going to use one of these birds, again, I don't have any of the other birds. This is my first bird I've actually saw in like 3 months. So that's why I just kind of went like, yeah, give me it. I don't care about the Master Ball. Just these things are so rare and so hard to catch. Some people should have like saved it for like a 2500 or 3000 CP. But I was like, it was right on 1500. I'm like, that's perfect. I need to showcase this. So I am showcasing that right here. Swampert doing Swampert things. Spammy AF, hard hitting, gonna grab shields. And that's kind of what you want to do. Grab shields to let this roam free in the back. In terms of the other birds, let me see. First of all, let me just start with looking at the stats of this thing. So Moltres, 115 attack, 137 defense, 122 stamina, right? So stamina's a little low and you feel that. You feel that a lot. So 1931 overall. Overall stat products is not bad. I am double weak to Fairy in the back, so that is not a really smart balanced team. And I think I'm going to feel that right here. The Zapdos is 135 attack, 106 defense, 115 stamina. So that is even worse than this. So the Zapdos is heavier attack, but man, is it glassy. 1651 overall stat product. So that is a really, really, really bad stat product. But counter, fast move is obviously one of the best in the game. And then Articuno, also really bad. 134 attack, 108 defense, and 115 stamina as a Psychic. So Psycho Cut charges really fast. Ancient Power and Brave Bird. So it seems like all these Pokemon have great fast moves. Psycho Cut, fast charging. Wing Attack, fast charging. Counter, one of the best fast moves in the game. All have Brave Bird, which makes sense. It looks like all were running Ancient Power as well. The Articuno has Future Sight if you want a second nuke. And the Zapdos has, I'm guessing, some sort of fighting move. Close Combat. So you might, again, Ancient Power is the bait. You might want to just run double nuke, Close Combat, Brave Bird, because you can hit everything super effective. So if I'm running Galarian Zapdos, I'm probably running it with Close Combat. If I'm running Articuno, probably running with probably Ancient Power. Future Sight, I don't think Future Sight has a lot of play in this meta. Like, I think Brave Bird is fine for everything else. And Moltres, I don't know. There's times where Ancient Power, I needed that bait move, and there's times where just like you ran into a steal and you didn't have anything to throw. At least a payback you can throw and get like neutral damage. So I'd maybe go with Ancient Power or payback. I don't know. You can go either way with that. But in terms of stat products, holy smokes, it looks like the Galarian Moltres is way better. And it is the same for Ultra League, level 50. 4156 total stat product for Moltres. Galarian Zapdos is only 3557, and the Articuno is 3607. So Moltres, I was going to say, if I'm using it on one, I'm glad I kind of use it on this one. So in terms of Master Ball priority, if you want what seems to be the best stat product Pokemon, it's the Moltres. If you want what seems to be the more well-rounded Pokemon, I think it's Zapdos, just because Brave Bird and Close Combat is just going to hit everything, right? You have super effective, not super effective, but at least a nuke for pretty much everything. So I think that is where I'd go that. Yeah, so in terms of Master Ball priority, I'd probably use them in those. Articuno doesn't seem to have a ton of play. Psychic is not the best typing in what is usually a very dark and ghost dominated meta in both Great League and Ultra League. So I'm not going to waste my Master Ball on that. So yeah, I think this is one where I switched to Ancient. Was that one where I switched Ancient Power? How many battles are left? I switched one to Ancient. Maybe not yet. I switched it to Payback, I meant, and used it as a safe swap, and I got a G-Fisk on it, and it does like 50%. So it doesn't do a ton, but it does an okay amount. So yeah, that is the team and some battles. I think there's a couple more battles left here. That's how I prioritize the Galarian birds. Yeah, whether you want to use your Master Ball or not depends on what you believe is worth it. Because I actually caught this. So we were Poke Daxi, Pokemama, and I were doing a collab downtown. First part of a collab, anyways. So we were all downtown and we were just walking together. And it's like, man, I haven't seen one of these birds in months. And then 3 spawns later, it was this. So I instantly golden razzed it, not thinking like, wait, should I use my Master Ball? And then Poke Daxi got his camera out. And I'm like, I don't want to lose this. So I ended up just throwing the Master Ball. But yeah, I don't regret it. There's nothing else in this game. Like, there's nothing in this game at the moment. We don't know how often we're going to get Master Balls. Maybe like once every season. Could be an option. Once every 3 months, perhaps. There's nothing in this game right now that is better than these birds, just given how rare they are of seeing them and how like impossible they are of just generally catching them. So for me, that was worth it. And that is why I did it. So getting the Earthquake off here, because it'll do a ton of chip damage. If not, I now have a great answer to it here. Although these Icicle Spears do add up, especially with the buff. Especially with the buff, look at that. I think I'm just going to go straight counter down and have a bunch of Ice Punches coming out for the Deoxys. Yeah, so basically at 100 energy, expect the DD to come in, which I can then just start firing these Ice Punches off, chipping it all the way down, because these Ice Punches do add up, especially when I'm at 2, almost 3. I don't know if they're going to shield. I don't know if they need to. They would need to throw a Psycho Boost, though, because they're not going to counter me down either. Oh, and I give up Switch because I don't want to... That's not a bad idea. I give it up because I don't want to just get countered down. Let a Thunderbolt go. Almost takes me out. I end up over farm. I should have just thrown a move there. Because the claws are resisted, so I'm thinking that like maybe I can just get to two Brave Birds, and even though it's resisted, it's probably still gonna hurt a lot. But not enough to take it out. But I do get it to a second one, so this will take it out. So I expect to shield here. Now, do I have a move on this? Close enough. So get to a move, take this out. And now, if they try and counter me down, I've got to imagine I'm going to get to another Hydro before they counter me down here. Swampert is so good. So good in this meta. So that is Galarian Moltres. I think there's one more. Yeah, one more battle here. Terrible lead. Go straight into this. This is where, okay, so this is where I pay back on, and this is where I saw the G-Fisk. If I remember, it does like 50%. Yeah, right? So you just take it just below the yellow. One Rock Slide probably won't take you out. But they're going to far outpace you to a second Rock Slide. So you're going to lose this, but that is fine. I can get some energy on... I might want to get energy on Medicham. Yeah, because I need the Ice Punch. There's no point in getting energy on Swampert when you just need to get out of the jump bluff anyways. So you need to get it on the Medicham because you need those Ice Punches for the jump. And then we'll see what's in the back. And if they have like Bastion or something in the back, So Toxapex, okay. Throw the Psychic here. Not enough to take it out. It does like 50%, just under. I may try and catch here. Yeah, I think I have to. I think I needed the Ice Punch on that. And he catches here. So this is a terrible matchup, obviously. But you don't need to win this. Let's see if I shield. Or just, no, I'm just going to let it go and just go straight Ice Punch here. Ice Punch is double super effective, right? Because they are grass and flying. So I will be able to chip this really, really well. It's probably only going to take 2 Ice Punches to take this out, even though Jump Buff is super tanky. Shield once. Toxapex dumped all their energy, right? So that is dry. I'm going to try and always have as much energy as I can. So they shield. I'm now going to get a second one off. This will take it out. And they shield too, which I don't love because now it's going to be close. Because now I think I can get to the third Ice Punch before they get to another energy ball. They're going to have to come in here, but I know they're dry on energy. So I'm going to be able to get to a Psychic, take this out. And now I think I can outpace to the Ice Punch and take this out too. Yeah, so I think if they just saved their shield for Toxapex, I probably would have lost because they probably just want to be able to farm me down and shield the Psychic. But otherwise, I take that matchup. So, yeah, that's the analysis on the Moltres. Maybe I'll timestamp that below. I'll timestamp below the birds just so people have it, because I know that's going to be of interest to people. And that is it in action. So let me know if you have any of the other ones, Zapdos and Articuno, or if you've used them. Again, my analysis is both of them very glassy, but Zapdos is probably just like a glass cannon having Brave Bird in close combat. Like that combo with counter is just incredible. So I bet you that is also a very, very fun one to run. But that is it. So I appreciate watching, appreciate the thumbs up and comments, and I will see you guys in the next one.